All right, what's good, y'all? So on this one, I got a little special for y'all. It's another story time on when I actually had outed two guys, the only two guys I ever outed. We've been talking about dudes getting outed a lot lately. All right, that's why I'm doing this video, just to give my own experience with it. And because a snapper definitely asked me to do it, they was like, hey, they saw a video where I had mentioned it for a second, and they was like, hey, this would be a good story time. Let us know, what was the in and outs and the reasons why you did it etc. All right, and the reason why y'all want to stay to the end on this one is because one of the DL dudes I ended up messing with after I outed him, and I didn't even realize it. So this one's a good one. All right, let's go. Because I have told y'all that I would never out none of my DLs, which is true. But that didn't mean that I never out no DLs. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a story time real quick on these two dudes that I outed. It was a long time ago, so this is just a story time. Y'all know how it be. I go back sometimes when I tell y'all stories about when I was single, and sometimes, just certain past experience. And so this is one of them. So check this out. The year was about 2016, 2015, 2016, definitely. Like summer 2016. I am rolling up too, by the way. So just to start off from the top, these were two dudes that I did not know of at all, but they were dealing with, and I caught them in the inbox of a dude that I was dealing with. So the dude that I was dealing with was a dude that I had been dealing with on and off, like the only person that I ever really had dealt with on and off. And I think that after this is why I stopped doing that. Like once it was done after this. This dude was a hood bottom, all right? I'll just put it that way. I'll show y'all some clips, some pictures of the dudes, what they look alike that I'm talking about. But I won't be showing y'all the exact pictures just for, purposes for I don't get sued, etc. So y'all know I'm super territorial. I have told y'all this. Y'all know how it is. But back then, I was definitely a lot more immature. And, I was still a work in progress on a lot of things. Nobody's perfect. Even still, I'm not. But I've grown a lot from there. So, yeah. This dude I was dealing with, I'm going to call him G. I'll categorize him as like a hood bottom. He was like, to everybody else, from what he said and what I heard about him in the streets, which was in my hometown, Kansas. This is where most DL niggas is at. That Kansas City area. Most DL niggas that I've dealt with have been in that area, because out here in Denver, most niggas not DL because they don't have to be, because it's very welcoming here. He was supposed to be like, I guess, a top to some dudes, verse to some dudes, but he always tried to act like he was like a top with me, and then like he was just a bottom for me. And then I come to find out later, as I'm revealing these messages and shit, that that's not the truth. And that's when I got to tripping. And so basically, I was talking to somebody in my comments earlier that was like, talking about fake tops or whatever, like how most dudes in the gay community are bottoms or versatile. And if they are a top, they 9 times out of 10 are willing to get cracked by a dude as long as he's like, more masculine than them, more dominant, like a bisexual dude or a trade dude or whatever. And I replied to that comment saying, that's funny that you said that, because those are always the type of dudes that I prefer. The fake tops, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a real top, so I like a fake top because it shows that like they ain't been getting smashed. You know what I'm saying? They got some kind of, it tells me that they have a self-esteem about themselves. So when the guys that a lot of bottoms be like, oh, I don't like them niggas, those are the type of niggas that I like to go for, because it tells me, like, even like to y'all, they're lying. I get it. To y'all, they're saying that they're a top, but they're really not a top. So they are lying to y'all, so I feel y'all. But for me, it's like, you have a self-esteem and you have some class, and you know that it's not to just be giving your ass up to any nigga like you do your dick. So I respect that, and I respect you for acting like you not getting around like that. Now, the only reason why it's going to be a problem, though, is if you lying to me, too. Okay? And then this is basically what happened. So he was lying to me, too. saying that like, I was the only exception, that I was the only one topping him, but then I found out later that was not true. How I found out was I'm going through his phone one night, we kicking it. I go through his phone because he was hella inconsistent. Like we had shit planned. He would always like be on some funny shit, or he have to leave earlier or something. And I'm just like, I'm not used to getting treated like this. I don't know what the fuck this nigga got going on, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. And so I had been dealing with this dude on and off since like 2011, by the way, just so y'all know. So I was dealing with him before I came out. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why this was so like, why I was so territorial about it, because it was like, even though we weren't dating in a full-fledged relationship, it was like he was my consistent piece, especially back home. So it was just like, I wanted that to at least be genuine. When I found out he was on some bullshit, that's when shit hit the fan. So basically, I'm going through his phone one night and I see, y'all, this is good. This is crazy, all right? I go through his phone and I find messages of him talking to this dude that he claimed was his homeboy that he was actually gonna introduce me to. He said like, it was just his homeboy. Like his homeboy had he told me that the dude was straight, he had a girlfriend, all this other shit. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh, okay. So just so y'all know, first off, before I get deep into the story, yes, both of these dudes were from the same guy. The reason why I outed them were both for the same reason, through the same dude. I'm seeing these messages between the dude that he said that he was cool with. He said that the dude had a girlfriend, he was straight, and that I had nothing to worry about when they would kick it. So I took his word for it and was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no reason to not trust him. I'm thinking, I'm busting him down anyway. I had no reason not to trust him. You know what I'm saying? So I had dropped him off at this dude's house before. Like I didn't go in to kick it with him because I was just not interested in kicking it with him for real. And, it wasn't no issue, but I decided to go through the messages and I'm seeing them talking and I'm thinking I'm not going to see shit because they said that they was homies. But like I said, he had been flaking and being on some bullshit lately, like playing me to the left or coming late and all that shit. Like he was still fucking with me, but it was just half-assed and I knew something wasn't right, So I'm looking in the messages, I see the dude, and I'm scrolling through their messages, and it's obvious that these niggas didn't fucked around. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way that the messages was like, like dude, like G was trying to flirt with him or whatever, and like he was responding back on some like DL shit. Like when you know what DL energy is like. You know what I'm saying? I was on the DL before I know what's up. So I'm just like, hold up, this nigga sleep while I'm going through his phone, right? I'm like, hell no, hold up, bro. I was like, how am I gonna handle this shit? I was like, do I wake this nigga up? Because usually I would wake the nigga up and confront him about it. But then I've learned that niggas lie when you do that. So you don't really get to the bottom of shit. So I took it upon myself to hit up the DL dude, right? I got the number out of his phone. I put the number in my phone. I hit the DL dude up, right? At this point, I only have the intention to just like get to the bottom of it, let him know what it is, and I'm gonna give the DL dude a chance to keep it real with me and come clean about what the fuck going on, or else that's what I was on. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, write me back like immediately, okay? We get like we writing back and forth. I'm asking him, I'm telling him like, hey, I'm so and so, I'm G's so and so. Dude, we fucking around tough. I'm trying to find out if this nigga's on some bullshit before I go any further. Hey, if this nigga's a fuckboy, if he's a hoe or something, let me know. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like it was just like, hey, this nigga ain't gonna keep it real with me, I don't think. But now that I know, looking back, if I had to do all that, I shouldn't even been fucking with the nigga no way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we wasn't in no relationship. We was just smashing. And to me, once I'm smashing you, I own you. So if you want to go out and get smashed by other niggas, well, you gonna still get the same issue as if we was together. Probably not as bad, but you gonna still get an issue out of me. You feel me? I don't care what nobody think, period. I can't remember verbatim what he was saying, but I know the gist of it was basically like, you gotta ask, oh boy, I'm straight. But he did signify to me on the low in the message that like, they had something like that they had did something. I was like, have like did y'all fuck or anything when I dropped him off at your house type shit. That's when I asked him. That's what I asked him. He was like, honestly, bro, like I don't want to have nothing to do with none of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta ask him. When he pulled that on me, I already knew what it was. I'm like, okay, so y'all did smash. Oh, okay, cool. He didn't want to tell me the truth in full detail. Like he told me on the DL shit, but it wasn't enough for me. So I was just like, oh, this nigga trying to like save this nigga. You trying to act like you gonna fuck with my nigga on the low. Like you got shit to hide. You got a whole family, girl and kids and shit. And you sneaking off with my nigga and you gonna try to act and play safe and you wanna straddle fence and shit? Nigga, you should have kept, if you was gonna respond to me, you should have kept it all the way a G. Okay? There was no reason for you. Once I hit you up and I told you I was this nigga's nigga or I was fucking with this nigga, if you was fucking with this nigga, you should have never responded to me. Period. If you wasn't gonna keep it 100. He tried to do the half-ass, shit with me and I wasn't feeling it. Like I told you, I was a lot more immature, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, so you want to be on the DL trying to fuck with one of my niggas? Yeah, I'm about to show you niggas that y'all got the wrong one. If you going to be on the DL, you need to be fucking with niggas who don't have other niggas that they fucking with. Or, and then I got to thinking about how, like, before I even did it, I got to thinking, like, these niggas is always thinking that they can fuck around, hurt girls, hurt dudes. They don't give a fuck who they hurt just because they battling their sexuality type shit. I was like, you know what? This nigga... I felt so played because I couldn't stop thinking about how I dropped this nigga off to get some dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really fucked up about that. So, I was like, oh, yeah, oh, okay, cool. So, bet. Y'all, I go through this nigga's message. I go through this. Y'all, I go and find this nigga on Facebook, right? Let me tell y'all how I did it. Clever shit. I didn't know this nigga name at all, right? So you know how you could put the phone number in on Facebook and search and it'll pull up whatever account is associated with that Facebook page? This is back when before Text Now and all that came out. So whatever number you put in, it would most likely be that person's page, right? So I put in on there on Facebook. I put that number in on there. Pulls up who the fuck this was, y'all. I see this nigga. I ain't gonna tell his name. I see this nigga. I did not know this nigga. I had not ever met this nigga, but I had heard about this nigga before. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a little younger than me, and I had moved as soon as I turned like 18, so I just did not, I think I just didn't ever get to really know this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Plus, he's on the DL, so it makes sense. And so I'm thinking like, oh, okay. Cool. Y'all, I went on ahead, found this nigga's family and shit. Oh, sorry. It's funny now. Okay, I found the nigga family on Facebook by when I got his profile up. I found his baby mama specifically, right? And this was the girl that he was friends with, that G was friends with. Like I told you, they both were scandalous because he was smashing this nigga behind this girl's back. He was cool with the girl. He was cool with his girlfriend. Smashing this nigga behind closed doors, and he tell me after a minute. I'm gonna tell y'all this story get juicy because I end up waking this nigga up here in just a second. So just stay tuned. So this whole time this nigga sleep, I'm going through the phone. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Straight boy don't want to tell me what I want to hear. You let me know you basically smashed my nigga. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead, find you on Facebook, put the number in, found his baby mama. I sent her a message and I said, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know I said something on the lines of, hey, get your nigga. He's in my nigga's inbox. And I sent the screenshot of their messages type shit. So there was no denying it or whatever. I didn't know if anybody saw it or nothing because as soon as I did it, I blocked them because I was the kind of person where it's like, even though I may not be mature enough, I'm also not a part of drama. I don't want to be in no drama and I'm not actually like, I know how DL niggas get down, so y'all niggas is not getting ready to get at me. You know what I'm saying? So I did it on some. It was like I didn't care because I sent it from my profile, so I knew that the nigga. I was brave enough to think that the nigga wasn't gonna come for me no way, because it's like, what you gonna say? You got all this shit to deal with now. Like, you don't even know me, nigga. You never met me a day in your life. So at the end of the day, like, you can be mad as you want to be. I don't live down here. I'm only down here for a minute. I smashed this nigga. You fucking my hometown booty. You fucked up. I outed you. It was wrong, you know what I'm saying, when I look back, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It happened. So that was the first one. Don't know what happened out of that. Whatever. All right, so then the second dude, the second dude, Juicy. I'm trying to remember, was this the same night when I found both these niggas in here? Nah, it was two separate occasions, because I used to go through this nigga phone often. This is them going through a nigga phone days, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, after that first situation, he basically fed me some bullshit. I believed him. I kept fucking with him, right? Fucking with G, right? Masculine hood bottom. Had some good cakes. That's another reason why I probably was trapped. Chocolate, you know, a little shorter than me, you know, had good cakes, had good head, you know, knew how to treat a nigga pretty good. It was just that was the only thing. So it was just like, it really pissed me off, you know what I'm saying? So another separate occasion, I'm going through this nigga's phone and I see this profile in his messages. I think this time it was on Facebook, not his messages, but on actual DM, you know, messenger on Facebook. I see them talking, and the first thing I noticed was like, oh, this nigga was straight, because all he had was like pictures of girls and shit all over his profile. So I'm just like, this nigga keep DL niggas. Like, I'm expecting, like, you know, I see certain gay niggas in the inbox too, but then I'm seeing all these random, you know, dudes that I wouldn't recognize. And we're in Kansas City, Topeka area, that's a small area. So anybody that's gay, you pretty much know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, you know, like, you could tell who is not, like, this nigga, wait, who the fuck is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going through basically and looking at all the DL niggas. Some of them, I ain't gonna cap, I was looking and I was like surprised, because I'm like, some of them niggas was in my inbox too. So I'm just like, oh shit, like, okay. So it's like, you know, I'm peeping game all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Get to this one profile and they was talking, you know, one of the recent dudes he was talking to. And so I ended up looking at the messages. I see that they was talking and they had basically linked up within the time frame that I was talking to this nigga, since I forgave him for the last bullshit. So I'm like, oh, so we got another one, huh? This time I'm like, you know what? At this point now, I am about to cut it off with G. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't know exactly how I was going to go about it. But let me tell y'all how I did. So at this time, we staying with my homeboy. I had just came back here to Denver from Kansas. I brought him with me. Like I told you, he's from Kansas. I brought the nigga out here with me after he did that fuck shit. But I still brought him out here with me because it was like I was in a different headspace. I was a different person. You feel me? And this will actually give y'all a bit of a backstory onto why I do not fuck with niggas like that no more. Why I don't fuck with no hoe ass niggas. I done been scarred. That's why I only started messing with virgins after going through so much shit. This is one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I had tried to be that forgiving dude, that non-judgmental dude. I was that dude before. You know what I'm saying? The dude that was green, that was like, oh, you a bottom, you'd have been smashed by 3-4 niggas. Oh well, so what? We all got a history, boo boo boo, whatever. Nah, not no more. And it's because of all these different circumstances. You feel me? Basically, we stand with my homeboy and the homegirl. So it was 4 of us in the 2-bedroom or whatever. So me and him is in the other room. We just, you know, renting out for a minute until we, you know, get some other shit going on. But now at this point, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna just send this nigga back to Kansas. I'm not fucking with this nigga after I see this. But, and I'm gonna just tell y'all this real quick before I tell y'all about what happened, just because I'm telling y'all exactly what happened. After I saw this shit, this time, instead of hitting the DL dude up, I went on ahead and I woke this nigga up. And I basically had this nigga hop in the car with me and ride around the corner to this park. Cause I didn't want them to like, I was being courteous to them. Like, I didn't want them to know, like, you know, me and this nigga about to be arguing and shit. They had seen us argue enough. I wasn't getting ready to let them see us fight. Cause I already knew I was getting ready, you know, it was going 9 times out of 10 turn to a fight this time. So I pull around to the park And I asked him about it. I showed him the messages, and I'm like, so what's up with this? Like, so you still talking to other niggas? Like, what the fuck is up with you? He had some bullshit excuse, or he didn't really know what to say. All I remember is, I don't even remember. All I remember is he was trying to say something, y'all. I literally came back out of instinct and backhanded the shit out this nigga. So hard, I didn't even realize how hard I hit him until like he came up and was like, and he came up, y'all, and his whole, like, I busted his nose basically. I didn't even realize it. Nigga gushing blood, like blood gushing, okay? There's these people that was at the park as well that had, like they were like further back, but they were parked further back from us, but they was like right there. And so like this nigga tries to get out of the car on some dramatic shit. Like, oh my God, like, why'd you hit me, dude? I said, I played this nigga, I played my cards right. I got out the car, I said, hey, get back in the car. Like, calm down. It's okay, it's good. Just so that he wouldn't start no scene and shit. Get this nigga back in the car. I pulled back up to the apartment and shit. I had already had my mind made. Like, I didn't have to keep putting my hands on the nigga. Like, I already did what I had to do. After that, I did write oh boy, his family. I wrote oh boy and I wrote his family. I said, oh, you trying to fuck with my nigga? This nigga didn't respond. This nigga was smart. He didn't respond. But this how you know it didn't even matter, like, because I didn't give a fuck. I was so mad that, like, oh, you on a DL, you trying to fuck with my nigga type shit. Okay, cool. I go ahead, hit up his mom, and he had his cover photo as his mom and his sisters, right? He was the only boy in an all-girl family. I saw this later, right? But I ended up writing, he had them tagged in the photo, so I ended up hitting them up and writing them as well and telling them like, hey, yo, brother gay, or oh, yo, son gay, or whatever. Yes, I did that. That was foul, you know what I'm saying? But, and then I blocked them as well right after that so nobody could respond. So, like I said, that was after that. Never heard nothing from them though, ever. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that situation was dead, which it pretty much was, but I didn't know that I was gonna meet this nigga. So I let the nigga know it was over. It is what it was. And yeah, I ended up sending this nigga back. Now, that was the end of that story. Until, y'all, fast forward a little bit later, I went back home to visit my mom and them in Kansas. Y'all, I get on the app Jack. This is when I was single for a second. I don't know if this was like 2017, 2018, what. It was around that area though. I get on Jack when I get back to my hometown, and there's this dude that I start talking to. I did not know. This is what's crazy about this one, y'all. I didn't even know where I was at or who I was talking to until I was in this nigga's house. When I saw the picture, he did look familiar on Jack. It looked familiar when he unlocked his pictures, but I couldn't put a finger on it. You know what I'm saying? And it all made sense. I had never met the nigga, but, I saw him in the nigga inbox. I don't know. I don't remember who wrote who first, but I'm pretty sure I wrote first because when I would go back home, I would have a blank profile with no picture on it because I didn't want niggas to be like the wrong niggas trying to hit at me or whatever. So, yeah. So I probably did hit him up. So, y'all, we ended up linking up. I go to his house. He invites me to his house. I go to his house. He still stays with his peoples, but his peoples is on vacation. Y'all, just to get y'all, this nigga's tall, dark skin, like dark skin, tall, slim, and like he was bald head. He was a good looking dude. You know what I'm saying? Hella cool personality. When I get in there, like he's hella cool. Fix me some, water, ask, we smoking, everything. Like he hella hospitable, like all of that, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't realize, y'all, until I got to looking around. I'm looking around, right? And he got a picture of his peoples up on the thing, on the table. And I'm like, I look and it's the same profile picture. It's the same picture that was on the cover photo with his sisters and shit. Bro, I was like, y'all, I got so nervous there for a second. I was like, oh shit, like, I was like, did this nigga set me up? Like, I was started getting paranoid as hell, like, but it was a couple years, so I'm also thinking, well, maybe this nigga he can't recognize me. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so I got to asking him questions, like, cause we was sitting there talking, getting to know each other. So I just started, I looking and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm thinking all this to myself, and then I'm like, so what's up with you? Like, is you out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is you out or you DL? He like, yeah, I consider myself discreet because like my family know, but don't nobody else know. Like some shit went down a couple years ago. Now my family know, but like, I don't tell the general public or whatever. And so I'm like, oh shit, that for real? I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up though. Playing that shit off. And so I'm like thinking to myself, like, damn, he don't even know, like, okay, cool. So I started thinking to myself, so what am I gonna do? I could tell this nigga horny as fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? He bad, Then I'm like, and this nigga thought he was gonna fuck my nigga. I ain't talked to the nigga. Like, I had literally broke it off after that. So me and that nigga have not been talking since. You know what I'm saying? He probably tried to hit me up, wish me happy birthday or something, but like we wasn't cool like that no more. So I'm thinking to myself, and then you try to fuck my old nigga and shit. And then I started wanting to fuck him. I'm not even gonna cap. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to see what's up with that ass. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, it's something more intriguing about smashing a dude that is like, like he also top niggas too. I don't know how to put that, but yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I get to fuck one of these niggas like, all right, cool, shit, let's go. So I'll play it off the whole night or whatever. We get downstairs, nigga. Y'all, he break me off a fire ass massage. Like he broke me off. Like he took me down to like this dark ass room and shit. I'm just like, whatever it is whatever. I was being risky. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a little tipsy and shit. I'm like, cool. I get down there. His vibe was good, so I felt like I was safe. Plus, like, I'm in this nigga family house. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's black. Like, I could, y'all know what we is about. You know what I'm saying? So, this nigga break me off a fire ass massage and like a whole body massage. Like I'm talking about my feet, my calves, my legs, my thighs. Like break me off a whole massage with the little therapy music on, all that shit. And so I'm cooling. Then we get to ended up. Them skinny tall niggas be having nice ass bodies when they lay down on their stomach. I'm just gonna put it like that. And so, yeah, all I remember is, yeah, we smashed. I smashed him. You know what I'm saying? He had some good ass. It was fun, and we ended up actually like linking up. He became my new hometown booty when I would go back home. Not even gonna cap. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. This is why I be trying to tell a lot of women when they be like finding out niggas is DL, and then they dudes be over their shoulder like, oh yeah, what nigga you talking about DL? What nigga came out? Like, if a straight nigga's acting like he give a fuck about who's DL or who just got outed, that's a red flag, because 9 times out of 10 they'll end up hitting that dude up on a DL, on some DL shit. Because think about it, a lot of DL dudes don't have a way of getting in contact with each other. Like that's why most DL dudes end up messing with gay men that's already out. And a lot of people be like, even in my comments, like, why they be messing with the open out gay dudes? That's what's out in them. Like, that's dumb. Well, they get tired and restless because they eventually are like, I want some play. You can't get play like that when you want a DL. That's another reason why I came out, y'all. If it wasn't for the fact that I was constantly realizing that niggas was on the DL battling their sexuality, but because I was also on the DL, I could never get them. Like, it got so frustrating and where I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just come out and have everybody know what it is with me. So if a nigga is battling himself, he can approach me about it. And I got way more play than I did ever when I was on the DL. Way more play than I've ever did when I was on the DL. So not regretting it at all. But yeah, I just wanted to like give y'all that side note. Like, when a lot of straight dudes be acting like they are so curious and inquisitive about niggas being outed and who's DL, that's a red flag for that reason. All right. Yeah, because Buddy ended up becoming my new fling, my new hometown fling, to where like I was kicking it with him for like a good 3 years, like straight up, like whenever I would go back, type shit. And he had that 5. I'm just gonna keep it 100. So, and he treated a nigga good. You know, I'm just gonna keep it that G too. Like one time I had got snowed in at that nigga crib. One time I had went back for the holidays, like for Christmas, and I got snowed in at this nigga crib. And we kicked it, smoked, this nigga cooked and everything. Like, and I just like I never told him that I was the dude that, you know, like that I never told him that. It's like after a while I forgot all about it because I realized like I kind of like, and I don't want y'all to think like this, and this is not the right way to think, but I realized like I feel like I kind of did the nigga a favor because it was like now his family and shit know, and he good with his family still, as opposed to just being completely on the DL. So I'm not saying that it was right, but that was the reason why I never told him because he was living good, he was happy, like, so I just didn't say shit. Yeah, but yeah, y'all. Them was the only two. I have not outed nobody else. Let me know what y'all think about this. You know what I'm saying? Hit them comments up, like this video, and yeah, there goes another exclusive Say So story time. You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.